Welcome to the homework video for problems numbers 1 and 2 from the worksheet H1-3. This lesson was on solving one variable equations. So the directions here state solve and check your work when there is a single solution. 1, we have 5 times the quantity of x minus 2 minus 3 equals the opposite of the quantity of x plus 1. Now, I don't know who your Algebra 1 teacher was or how you learned how to solve equations, but the way we typically look at doing it is to simplify each side of the equation, and then we can cross over the equal sign there to get the like terms together. When we start out doing that on number 1, we can go ahead and distribute this 5 through. We are going to have 5x minus 10, and then minus 3 is going to equal. On the other side here, we're going to have to distribute this negative through. We're going to be taking away an x and taking away a 1. So we have negative x minus 1. The left side can simplify a little bit more. We have negative 10 minus 3 is the same thing as taking away 13. So we have 5x minus 13 is equal to negative x minus 1. Now, as we look at the like terms here, I have a 5x and I have a negative x, and we have a negative 13 and a negative 1. Again, I don't know who taught you how to do it or how they taught you how to do it. So whatever you're comfortable with, go ahead and do. I'd suggest looking at, because I have 5 positive x's here, going ahead and just adding 1x to each side. That way I have 6 positive x's here at the end. I still have minus 13 is equal to negative 1. And now I want to get my constant terms together, so I'm going to add 13 to each side. So 6x is going to equal 12. And when we divide each side by 6, we're going to end up with x equaling 2. Now, checking our answers, right? So we're saying x equals 2, which means if I took that 2 and I plugged it back in and evaluated the expressions, it should make a true statement. So let's go ahead and check our answer here, just so we're understanding what it's asking us to do. Do you always have to do this? No, I mean, you can, live on the edge if you need to, but it's pretty awesome when you can know if you're right or wrong. So I would suggest doing it, and we'll talk about ways to do it on the calculator that make it a little bit faster here as we, move further ahead in class. So 2 minus 2 is 0, so we have a 5 times 0 minus 3, which would end up giving us 0 minus 3, which is negative 3. And on the other side, an opposite of 2 is negative 2. Minus 1 gives us a negative 3. We know that our answer is correct. We know that 2 works. So that's a great way to check our answers. Number 2, we have 2x minus 1 is equal to 2 times the quantity of x plus 4. Again, let's just simplify each side. Looks like our left side is already simplified. We're going to distribute our 2 through. So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 4 is 8. And we're to that point here where we need to get our variables together and get our constant terms together. In getting our variables together, it creates a situation here, because when I take away the same amount from each side, I end up with no x's left. So my statement is now negative 1 is equal to 8. So thinking back to Algebra 1, remember, whenever your variables cancel out there and you're left with that statement like negative 1 is equal to 8, you want to ask yourself, is this a true or false statement? In this case, this is false. And what that means here is this equation is not balanced. Therefore, we are going to have no solutions. So if I took any value for x and I plugged it back in there, it would make a false statement every time. There's nothing that I could do to make a true statement like we had down here. All right, those are the answers for 1 and 2. If you had questions, please make sure that you still reach out if you have additional questions beyond that. All right, thanks for watching.